What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics here to talk about a little product preview action. Been rumors of this for a while. Details dropped last week. Pre-orders have actually already gone up, with more pre-orders coming in early September. But hot off the heels of X-Men Metal comes Spider-Man Metal. 2021 Skybox Marvel Universe Spider-Man trading cards. Like I said, this has been rumored for a hot minute that this may be the follow-up set to the very popular X-Men Metal that came out a few months ago. I ripped a bunch of boxes of that, 8 all told. I forget how many I did actually on the channel, but it was a very popular set. It was very buzzy. Had some really cool things going for it, and definitely had some issues too. The print quality was not the greatest. People were not massive fans of the way they did PMGs, with reds looking kind of pinkish, and then there also being a pink parallel. Golds weren't really the best. A lot of cards were hard to tell if they were even gold or not, but there were some things that they did really well. The high series was absolutely amazing. The Grandiose were really good, and a lot of the inserts were really cool. Geodes were a little underwhelming in my opinion, but a lot of the other ones looked really good. So here we sit, and now a Spider-Man version is coming. And this kind of snuck out quickly. Details came out early last week, middle of last week, that this was going to be a thing, and then on Thursday or Friday of last week, they popped up on Dave and Adams and sold out pretty quickly. Air quotes, sell out. They were about $240 a box. I was lucky enough that Spidey Jew on IG, who also has a YouTube channel, Spidey Jew 09 or 009, I'll link to it in the description down below. He messaged me on IG and said, hey, they're up. And I managed to track that. I got 4 boxes at $240 a piece. X-Men Metal started a lot cheaper and then eventually went up. Word is that these started at higher cost to distributors. I don't know if I believe that or not. Who knows? But it's coming. I'm excited about it. Not as excited as I was about X-Men, just because I'm a much bigger X-Men fan than Spider-Man. But I do enjoy myself some Spider-Man. And these are really cool looking cards. So hopefully they fix a few of the issues that people had with X-Men Metal. And as a second time through, can improve it a little bit. Biggest thing I would like to see change is print quality get better. Golds look more like gold, and the PMGs look better. Those are the biggest things that I had issues with. So let's scroll through real quick here. Here's just look at the regular base card, low series. That'll be 1 to 100, I'm guessing, just like the regular X-Men Metal was. And then there'll be a high series. There'll be variants of those. It'll probably be 101 through 200. 200 card base sets. Green PMG, really cool looking one there with Mysterio on it. And then we will also see the red PMG. The interesting change up, and you see once again, each box contains 3 golds and 2 grandiose. That is exactly the same as X-Men Metal. And then on the parallels, so there's the PMGs. That silk one looks really good with the red on red. I truly hope this is what the red PMGs look like, is like this, because they really looked pink in X-Men Metal, and it was a little disappointing. Now, in X-Men Metal, they had a pink out of 75. In addition to that, this time around, they are doing pinks, oranges, and turquoises. I do not know the numbering on these. I don't think it's been announced yet. And then purples, which are 1 of 1s. So I think PMGs are actually going to be a little harder to track down. And I'll be curious to see once things kind of shake themselves out. If it's, I'm guessing the print run's going to be bigger. Them adding this orange and turquoise as extra numbered cards to the set allows them to have a little bit bigger print run, which means more boxes. That's my guess, is what's going on here. Not sure how big of a chase the orange and the turquoise will be. I know the pinks seem to do okay-ish on X-Men Metal if you had a super key character. That looks like the high series Carnage artwork. Usually the high series in X-Men pulled comic book art directly, and that is Carnage from the cover of ASM 361. Imagine that Carnage in a red PMG. Some of the PMGs in this set, I think, are going to go for a lot of money. This set's supposed to come out, I think, in December or basically later this year. There's a decent chance this comes out right around the same time the movie does. And this thing is going to get hyped to all hell, in my opinion. And I think the PMGs out of this set will be massive hits. Though I prefer the X-Men, and the X-Men are very popular, Spider-Man is a bigger character on Marvel right now. And a Spider-Man red PMG, I mean, obviously the green will outsell it, but that match, you know, a Spider-Man red on red or a Carnage red on red, like I'm already imagining that Carnage red in a PMG is going to fetch a pretty penny, in my opinion. This set's going to do extremely well. A lot of people are going to be chasing this. This is a new one. This is a little different. These are called Daily Bugles. These are booklets from the way that it sounds. And then we also have Palladiums are back, but they are still the acetate stock, but they are die cut this time around, I believe. So on X-Men, it was a full card. This time, I believe it is trimmed like around that half circle. So it will not be a full card this time. Platinum portraits are back. These were absolutely fantastic. I was lucky enough to pull one of these. I pulled the Beast. These are going to be extremely hard to get. The X-Men ones were about one in every so many cases. I forget what the math was on it. I think it basically came out that there was maybe 20 or 25 of each platinum portrait when you started kind of mathing things out. That's not very many. The Spider-Man Platinum portrait and whatever else goes in that checklist, once again, will sell extremely well if you're lucky to hit one. Planet Metals are back. I did not pull any of these out of any of my X-Men boxes. And then once again, another new insert are these Super Rave Z-Force Raves. This is a redux or a redo of Z-Force, which was a popular insert set, I believe, back in the old basketball days. But these are also going to be super rare to hit. And then there's these Rogues Galleries, which I'm guessing is going to be a bunch of villains. It says on thick acrylic. So I'm wondering if this is going to be kind of like Geode style, but different. Something along those lines. And then we also see here Skyscraper Shadowbox. So I'm guessing this is the new Geode. Because Geodes were Shadowbox style. So that'll be a thicker card as well. Peter Porker there. And then this is crazy. Comic cuts from some absolutely insane stuff. A comic cut from Amazing Fantasy 15. That would be ridiculous to get a comic cut from Amazing Fantasy 15. Those are like case hits as well. Estimated release date November 2021. So this will come out right before the movie, assuming the dates don't get shifted. And then once again, we see here 3 gold parallels, same as X-Men, 1 numbered base or high series. And like I said, that's going to water things down a little bit because it's not just PMGs and pinks. You're also mixing in orange, turquoise, and purples. So a little less likely that you actually hit a PMG and a little higher likelihood that you just hit one of those random numbers. Comic cuts, Amazing Fantasy 15 comic cuts, autographed comic cuts, sketch cards back, Planet Metals, Platinum Portraits, the Skyscrapers, and then the Z-Force / X-Force Raves. Here's a little gallery that they have up. So that's the turquoise out of We Don't Know Yet. Base card, high series, purple. That's the 101. That's the clone version of Spider-Man, I believe. Red PMG. Once again, that silk red PMG looks really good. Green Mysterio looks absolutely amazing. They did a good job picking these out with color matches. Oops. The Daily Bugle booklets. Those will probably be pretty cool in person, I'm imagining. The Palladiums are back. Platinum Portraits. There's a different Skyscraper Shadowbox. So these will probably be really cool looking. And the Z-Force. This is the villain one. I think that's on the thicker acetate. Platinum Planet Metals. number. There's the Amazing Fantasy comic cuts. That's absolutely ridiculous. Just a regular Spider-Man comic cuts, and then back to the beginning again. So I'm sure more previews will come. Once again, I think this will be a pretty popular set that a lot of people will be chasing. These officially go up again on Dave and Adams on September 2nd or 3rd, I believe. So if you were looking to pre-order boxes, they did the initial pre-order, air quotes, sold out. There will be a secondary pre-order, it sounds like, but they actually gave a specific day and time of when they will post. So you can check that out over at Dave and Adams and wherever else that you may pre-order this stuff, start to hunt it down. I know a lot of times Upper Deck pre-orders are a little weird. So I have 4 boxes so far. We'll see what happens. Maybe I end up getting more. We'll see. I'll hope to put together a base and high series set off 4 boxes and maybe get lucky on some inserts. But like I said, X-Men, I started off with 6, then ended up grabbing 2 more. I'm going to guess when these go back up again, I wouldn't be surprised if they're closer to 270, 260, 280 per box. X-Men got all the way up to 300 for a hot minute. They've actually come back down to 279 and have been kind of sitting there. They haven't hit EPAC yet, so we'll see if that affects the box prices. But this will be a very hype product. This will do extremely well. It'll be a fun rip. I'm excited to rip this, having dove back into modern Marvel cards again with X-Men Metal. I'm looking forward to this one. Once again, not as big a Spider-Man fan as I am X-Men, but this will still be a really fun product. So, and it's a nice way, $250. It sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to sports card stuff, it's a fun rip. Maybe your kids like it. Put a set together. I'm not even like that concerned about like insert sets or anything like that. I would like to, if it follows the X-Men pattern, my goal will be to put together a high series set, which actually I still need to figure out what I need for X-Men high series for the last couple cards. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys and girls. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff down below, and probably more on this product leading up to its release once we get some more previews and whatnot from Upper Deck. So catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.